My name is Barbara Fa'awinga and I'm a Juvenile Justice Officer at Juvenile Justice Community Services Fairfield, and I'm of Samoan background. As a Juvenile Justice Officer, we look after young people who are subject to court orders, for example, bail, or if they're sentenced to different community mandates, probation orders, parole. We also advocate strongly for young people, for example, for housing or to access services in the community. That's what I love about our job, is we're advocating for young people. We're about providing opportunities for young people and helping them to get services that they need. Quite often they don't get any services until, sadly, they end up with juvenile justice. I started early 40s. I wanted to change my career pathway. A lot of my friends were working in juvenile justice centres. It was a very fortunate. Actually, when I first applied, I was rejected, but I was passionate about this type of work, so I applied the following year. They must have felt sorry for me because they gave me a chance, and I started working in the centres, looking after young people in custody. So when I entered the department, I did a lot of internal courses, went to TAFE, and then my TAFE teacher said to me, "You need to go to uni." And of course I laughed, but then applied and got into UWS. Our Pacific young people love their families, and I know that they get embarrassed and ashamed of what they've done. Working with families is very important so that they're supporting their son or their daughter. You know, they don't have to see us for the full term. If they're doing really well and they've engaged well with us, we can suspend supervision early, and hopefully they've learnt something along the way, and they can continue to lead their lives with their families and become productive members in society. A typical day in the life of a juvenile justice officer: everyone has their own caseload. Generally your week is planned out, but of course changes all the time. So sometimes I come in and I check to see if all my kids are still in the community, no one's locked up, and you know, it's an exciting day when no one's locked up. We may see young people, interviews for background reports that we provide to court, and it may be just transporting a young person to an appointment, helping them to meet a new service or engage with a new service, and meeting with families and see how we can support them. Really fortunate to work with great services, you know, in accommodation, employment, health services. You know, a lot of them it's just about opening the door for them and then allowing them to access those great services. I've gone to university to, I guess, gain a greater understanding of the theoretical backgrounds. I guess to see that what I'm implementing is effective, about critical best practices, you know, are we being effective in what we're doing here? And for myself, improving my skills. A couple of times I wanted to give up because it was just all too hard. For me, being motivated as a Pacific student, I'm actually the first member of my family to go to university. Tertiary education, further education, is vital for our young people in terms of employment they can access. Financial responsibilities are huge in our Pacific families, so if they, long term, if they get qualified, they get a good job, they can provide for themselves, their family and their extended family in the islands. It provides them opportunities, it provides them choices, and it broadens their horizons in whatever field they want to work in.